Welcome to The Patty Show. My name is Patty Setiatti, and in this podcast, we'll explore the crossing point of the 3 Ps: passion, pleasure, and positivity, and how they can lead you to your own personal paradise. We'll chat with inspiring guests, share practical tips, and dive into stories that will empower you to live your best life. Let's get the Patty Party started. Back to The Patty Show, everybody. Woo! Yeah. Oh my goodness. Thank you, studio audience. We got a lot of soul today. YouTube, you can see why. Before I get to my guest today, welcome y'all to episode 47, Passion, Finding Your Life's Calling. Okay, I'm your host, Patty Setiatti. Today's episode, we're going to explore how to find your true life's calling and how to turn your passion into purpose. Before we continue, I just want to shout out to my boy, former NFL player. He was a center, my Filipino-Colombian positive NFL brother, Nico Fala. He's a homie. He's like 6'4", bro. This guy's massive. We were playing volleyball the other day, and like,
that was different.
Yeah, different, bro. Like, yeah, he's a beast, bro. Shout out to you for inviting me to the volleyball. Fun time, good energy. There's a lot of community service, so really inspirational guy. And yeah, that volleyball was crazy, bro, because he was like the height of the net. I'm like,
yeah, it's just not fair.
Yeah, I wish I was 6'4", bro. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of someone that's 6'4", though.
Not 6'4".
6'4", weighing at 209.
Lying.
Joining me today, he is the chemistry teacher you wish you had, okay? He's the lacrosse coach that guarantees wins left and right. My fellow podcast brother as well, the midfield maestro himself, and African royalty. Give it up for Sidney Sarfo. Woo, my brother. Welcome to the Patty Show, brother.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Thank you, my man. Thanks for coming, bro. If you could give a little, of course, bro.
Anytime.
If you could give a little self-intro to everyone, background, passions, hobbies, and of course, how we met.
Yeah. So, what's up, guys? Glad to be back, or not back. Glad to be on the show. I always see the clips. It's funny, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
It's real funny. But yeah, I'm Sid. So, me and Patty went to Fairfield together. So right now I'm a teacher, like you said. I teach at my high school, and I coach basketball and lacrosse. And that's really it for right now. I just finished my master's in public health.
Yes, sir. Congratulations, by the way. Congrats, bro. That must have been crazy, man.
I mean, it was part-time, but it still took 3 years. So, like, you take a couple classes each semester, and then doing that while teaching and coaching is tough. I mean, it was nice because it was all asynchronous.
Mm-hmm. So what does asynchronous mean?
So asynchronous is just basically like, usually most classes, if it's like online, it's a certain time you zoom in with like the class and your teacher and all that. This, you didn't zoom in with nobody. It was very like, you get obviously to email, interface with your professor and maybe some students. But it's literally just like, here are the 8 weeks, here are the assignments that are due this day and this day each week, and then just get it done.
So it's more like you kind of go at your own pace.
You go at your own pace for the most part. Like, there's due dates, but they're pretty flexible. Like, I was handing stuff in late, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
It's back like in the Fairfield days. Now,
but it's also like, you got a real job. You got that pays the bills. So I cannot do my job and get this paper. And so I send a quick email. Hey, it's gonna be late, but I finished. So that's all that really matters.
Well, man, congrats to you, bro. That's a tough balance, man. Well, how different do you think undergrad was to like this whole life right now? What do you think?
I mean, undergrad is kind of. I mean, you're not worried about much else. You're kind of just like, all right, you got class. It's just, the thing is, you have so much free time. It's dangerous. You know what I mean? Like, you can have like a class on undergrad, like 8 a.m. Like, let's say it's Friday, 8 a.m, 11, and then you're done. So now it's like, what are you going to do from 11 till you go to sleep? So it's like, all right, you can work out. All right, that's what, an hour. And then you can, see some friends, go get dinner. But like, where are you going to fill the rest of the time? So it's either you're wasting that time or being productive. Whereas now it's like, you really got to be productive with how you spend your time. Like, I'm obviously I don't work in the summer. But like during the school day or during the school year, it's like I got work from 8. I'm there till, if it's in season, I'm there till like 6:37. If it's game day, I'm there till 8:39. And then it's like, I come home, I'm not about to do this assignment that's due at 12. Like,
yeah, man. And then you still have to take care of yourself, like the health, like you said, like working out and everything. Because it's hard to find that balance because it's so busy, man. And like, you're also a taken man, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to your girl over there. We appreciate you, bro.
Yes.
How do you balance that, man? Relationships, all the work that you're doing, the mentorship with the kids, and then all of that.
Yeah, it's just you gotta make time for all of it. There's times I'm glad that I have a partner that will call me out if I'm not making time for.
She will. We love you, girl.
For us, so she's like, "Yo, you can have practice for X amount of days. Like, we need to go on a date or something like that. We'll have check-ins. Be like,
that's awesome.
We gotta, spend more time with each other. Be more intentional with our time. So I try to balance all that, and then like sometimes you just gotta cut stuff out for a little bit. Like when I'm in season, I can't go to the gym as much because I could wake up in the morning and go before school, but it's like I'm usually leaving my apartment to get to school like 6:30, 6:45 because it takes like 45 to get there from where I'm at. So it's like if I go to the gym, I gotta get up at like 4.
Yeah.
So it's like sleep is important. So as much as it's kind of one of the things you gotta balance. Like I could go to the gym and feel terrible because I got 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Whereas like I'd rather get through the day and be cool and just get 6, 7 hours of sleep, and then maybe just try and get one time in the gym during the week if it's a chill day, and then get 2 days on the weekend. And then if you're really that tired, you just like there's sometimes a few week period in the season where I'm just not in the gym. But I'm still like active. I'm doing some other stuff, but you just gotta try and. I need to be better about like actually putting it out in terms of like just these days. Like she has a calendar on the fridge. She'll put like events on it. I mean, it'll be the day of, and I don't know about the event. She'll call me out about it. But it's nice to have a partner that helps you with that and calls you out if you're like stressed or stuff like that.
Hey man, that's awesome, man. Flowers to her, and this is actually the flower section of the Patty Show. Flowers and heart section. Shout out Bad Bunny. He sponsored this episode. I'm gonna get you on the episode soon. That'd be
need great. Tickets though.
Yeah, tickets, bro. Tickets are like an arm and a leg. Bro, this is like $500. I was seeing and a couple thousand actually.
Really?
Yeah, Chris Brown too, man. You gotta stop playing, bro.
Yeah, that's Chris Brown though.
He's crazy. He's like $300, $500 crazy. But flowers to you, man. You are a busy man. Yeah. Last night, y'all, we had a fun time. Let's say that. I won't say too much because my mom watches this. I love you, mom. But bro, the fact that you still pulled up, bro, I'm tired as hell from everything. Pulling up to see all the homies. It was beautiful, man. Yeah. Day one over here, we gotta track back to our Fairfield days. This guy never fake. We would always, whenever we saw each other from any of those events, like you mentioned, there's so much free time.
Yeah.
Even if you work multiple jobs, we had like these like diversity events. You were super active with like BSU, Black Student Union, if you guys didn't know. And like it was just always good energy, bro.
Yeah.
Like we could be a little, woozy, and it was be like, hey, man.
Yeah, it's good vibes.
It's just good vibes all the time. And also because it's easy for us to spot each other.
Yeah, that's real, especially where we're at.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Fairfield. We miss you. Yeah. They had the 5-year reunion, bro, by the way.
Yeah, bro. I forgot. I was doing so much because we were in that stretch. It was lacrosse season.
Obviously. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we were in that like last week and a half stretch of, just before playoffs to playoffs. Mm-hmm. And I realized it like probably our last week of the season before our first either our first or our second playoff game. And I'm just like, well, as much as I would like to go, I found out too late, and then I gotta get a hotel. Then I found out that they were staying on campus. Yeah. They opened up 5 years, they opened up the dorms because all the kids was gone. And you could stay in your dorm, like with your roommate and all that.
That was wild.
Yeah. But it was like for a reasonable price. It was only like $50 a night. Oh, compared to you going to a hotel for $200+ a night.
The only thing I hated, bro, was paying tickets for the events.
Yeah,
fair, like, bro, you got money. Come on.
Yeah, that's fair.
What is this Jesuit money, man?
I mean, you were closer. I mean, you live in LA now.
Yeah, so now, if I was nearby, I would have went. But because the ticket alone was, to get there, I was like, is it worth it for a weekend? Like,
yeah, that was one of those things. It was also like I didn't know because it was Friday, Saturday, like Sunday, and based on our playoff schedule, we could play Friday or Saturday. Yeah. So I was like, I didn't want to plan to go, and then the playoff game is going. It's like, well, I can't miss a playoff game.
Well, that's the priorities, bro. That's the thing with adulting. That's the thing we've realized. You get older and older, you have so many options, which is a good thing, but it can be bad too because if you don't prioritize one or the other, one of them's gonna be lagging. Yeah. I think that's a tough part.
Funny enough, we lost second round, so I still.
That's crazy.
I probably could have pulled up.
Crazy, I don't know who showed up though. I think it was a good amount of us, but
yeah, it was a lot. I saw a lot of it on my stories. Yeah. I mean, like, it's too bad we couldn't make it, but I'll definitely come for 10. regardless.
10 would be fun.
Yeah, 10's a huge milestone.
10. I wonder what's gonna be different on kids.
Hey, bro.
Never know. These are the questions I'm asking because we're grown now, man. You know, I turned 27, bro, and I'm like,
yeah. At this point, you never know. I mean, there's people there now with kids.
Yeah, bro.
Married. I saw like 2-3 other people today on Instagram married, but getting proposed to.
Some people like 2 marriages already.
Yeah. Wait.
That's off topic. Off topic. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. I didn't see that, bro.
Okay, before Fairfield though, bro, you were born in Boston, by the way?
I was born in Ghana.
Ghana, there's the Africanness, man. When did you move to Boston?
I moved here with my mom when I was like 2.
Okay.
Like 1.5, 2. And then my dad came after. I don't know if it was like a papers thing or whatever, but we came here because I think we actually came to New York first. So we were in New York for a little bit, then we came to Boston.
Okay.
And the same thing with my dad. I think there was like a family member, family friend that was over there that we stayed with. So we went to New York, then to Boston, and then we've been in Boston ever since.
Yeah. So that's been like how many years now? Like 20 plus at least?
Yeah. So I'm 27, so 25 years.
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean,
the same age, bro.
Bro, I know it's tough, bro. I was playing soccer earlier this morning. I was telling off camera, my ankle is like so swollen.
Yeah, bro.
Like we can't play like how we used to, man. Like the change of direction, like all that. Oh my goodness.
I sprained my ankle last fall.
Oh man.
Because at school, like some of the teachers, there's some older, but there's a lot of younger teachers. We play sports Friday mornings.
Oh, bro, that's so awesome.
Yeah, so we'll play like, we'll play handball, we'll play soccer indoor, we'll do flag football near Thanksgiving. But we do a lot of basketball. It was the first day of Friday morning sports is what we call it. And I sprained my ankle because I went to run and I stepped on someone's foot.
Oh, and I rolled it?
Yeah, I rolled it. So that was the worst thing. It blew up. The stupidest thing I did was I kept playing. I kept playing, but it hurt so bad. Like I'm like limping during the day. Students are asking me like, "Yo, what's going on?" Blah blah blah. I was like, "Don't worry about it." So I'm like icing my ankle all day. I didn't get a boot, which probably should have.
Yeah. That sounds like it's. I
wrapped it up like every day, iced it, elevated it, and then I was in PT. I'd never been in PT before.
Bro, that's so. What's the best tip for someone like this? Is me personally right now. My ankle's like a little tender. Do I just keep moving it gently? Like, what do you recommend?
A lot of from when I was doing it in PT, a lot of it is strengthening everything else around it.
Gotcha.
So like your calves, like they made me do crazy amount of calf raises.
Okay, that might help because I'm gonna be real. I skip calves.
Yeah, I know, bro. I do calves now, and even I still feel like lingering. Like it's obviously like still like past injury, a little weird, but you do a lot of calf raises. They do a lot of lower body stuff, like hamstrings, quads, like and then and literally the best thing you can do. Sometimes I got like lacrosse balls all over my car.
Tender, bro.
So you just put it on the floor, just roll your foot out, helps like loosen it up. And then literally like you can just do like little calf raises while you're just sitting.
Okay.
You can get a little resistance band, put it around your toes and like pull it. Yeah, that's a good like warm up if you're gonna go play soccer or basketball.
Because my thing, bro, I usually get the fascia is super like tender, bro. Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, my God, I couldn't get up. It was like how when it's like so tight, I was like,
yeah, that's me in the morning. So like now it was my right ankle. So now it's like very stiff in the morning. So I gotta like ease my way into it for the day. So yeah, that was my first and I wouldn't say I guess that's the most major injury I've had because actually I did sprain this. I think I sprained the same ankle. I think I had a high ankle sprain in high school with football because I was on the D-line.
Oh, big man.
I think one of the linemen just fell on my ankle.
Fell on your ankle?
Yeah, I just heard a pop. And I was
pop, bro?
Yeah. It blew up the same way. And it was weird because it's crazy because it was the same ankle. So it was like past injury type of thing. So you just re-injured it. But like other than that, like between that, like, we played basketball before. Everyone tweaks their ankle every now and then.
Change of direction,
Yeah. But
especially when you go for like the layup, right, bro?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
What is it called again, bro?
Yeah, I'm not going to say like
Sound unique for this. So for context, guys, we used to play a lot of basketball, Fairfield pickup games, all that stuff with all the homies. Let's say Sid is very passionate about basketball, right?
I mean, yeah I'm competitive.
Competitive, passionate, all that stuff. This is news to me, but apparently he used to do a layup and have a catchphrase he said.
Nah, because when like, were you ever part of that internet when like fillet or like all that stuff, like they'd be fillet, like all that stuff. They'd be saying that. So like there was one day we were playing and I was getting fouled, getting to the rim. I finished one, I just bump, hey, like I said something, I was like, lay me, like lay. Like fillet, I'm thinking people's gonna catch on. They're like, start roasting me. I'm like, what are we doing?
Hey, like the chip, bro?
No, bro. Like fillet. Like I don't know. But they come at me to this day. They come at me last night.
Man, I love it because it's also funny because they had different versions of the story. Like our boys Jan and Yannick.
Yeah, Sean tells it the worst.
There we go. Shout out Sean. We miss you, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking of Sean, he's not here. But you guys had a podcast together, right?
We still have a podcast,
right?
Yeah.
Still. Tell me more about this, my man.
Yeah, I mean, it started...
It's been 4 years, I think, right? 4 or 5? 4 or 5 years?
5? No, it was... He just put I think he just said the 4 or the 5 year anniversary. I just know that we started it during COVID.
Yeah.
So it was actually me, him, Chanel, and Sidney Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So we started as kind of like what we're doing now, like to have actual conversations, because we were 4 people that got closer as we moved through Fairfield. Like they were older than us, obviously, and I met those 2 like a little later than Sean.
Mm-hmm.
But they were great. Like we would always have really interesting debates or conversation like that, and that's kind of what I imagine inspired Sean to like start that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
the acronym mean, by the way, bro? B.A.G.
Oh yeah, B.A.G. So the B.A.G podcast stands for blunt, authentic, and genuine. So it's B.A.G. convo, so blunt, authentic, genuine conversations, which what we felt what we would have on a daily basis when we would all talk to each other.
No filter, just do the genuine stuff. There's a lot of fake people out there, man.
And it's like a lot of like, especially since it's just us 2 now, like that's kind of the conversations we have on a daily basis. Like he's not afraid to say something real to me,
bro,
because he genuinely means it.
You guys have a funny relationship.
Yeah,
man.
And like the same thing with me, the same thing with him. Like I'll call him out about stuff if we ask. So, and that was kind of the dynamic between the 4 of us for the most part. And balance the demographics of the show, but obviously like that was during COVID, so we were doing it all through Zoom. We still do it through Zoom, but life happened, so those 2 couldn't continue just based on their own lives. I think Sidney was doing law school, so busy with that, and Chanel had her own thing, which is great. We really appreciate them starting with us. So we still do it. We're on a little break right now just because stuff just got a little busy, but that's why I wanted to come out on this, hopefully inspire some creativity to start it back up.
Come on now. You guys have some great topics, man. I had to go into the database. There's some episodes on YouTube. One of these episodes, it's titled, I think doggy is better for women. For women? What does that mean? Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie. That was like the early stages. We was wilding. We were just talking about whatever, but yeah, we talked about everything, bro.
That's the genuine, man.
Though, we talk about life, family. We don't have family. We talk about friends, money, fake people, internet, social media. So like, I guess that one episode was about sex. So
there we go.
That's just how it was.
Hey, it's college, man. You gotta talk about it too.
So this was, in hindsight, I mean, obviously the podcast stuff wasn't big when we were in college. It kind of blew up like after we graduated, especially with COVID, because everyone was just inside. They're like, all right, we got to talk to somebody. I don't care if they're not in the room. Yeah, we got to talk to somebody. Yeah, for real, bro.
The human interaction. Yeah, introverted people.
Yeah, because I think if we started while we were in school, like even if you had started this in school, it would have been like by now it would have been a lot bigger.
Yeah, it's the timing, bro. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, but it just like the topics have gotten more mature as as we have matured,
I've seen a couple.
If you look at the titles now, it's a lot more like, all right, like they're growing up now. Before it was kind of like, all right, bro, like what are we talking about today?
Before it was a plastic bag. Now it's the Gucci bag.
Yeah,
we leveling up.
We're leveling up.
I did see this funny clip though, bro. You were talking about how you wouldn't approach a group of girls.
Nah.
If it's okay, yeah. So in this, I don't know which episode it was, but there's a clip on it. I think Sean was asking if you would approach like 6 girls. What was that scenario like?
It was probably like in a club or at dinner or something. I'm just not approaching a group of women. I'm just not doing.
So if there's 6 women, right, bro, and you think one of them is cute, theoretically, of course.
Yes.
Would you wouldn't approach them at all?
Nah, I can't do it because it only takes one friend to ruin the interaction. It only takes one friend who isn't vibing with me, or maybe in her mind doesn't think that I'm her friend's type, or whatever.
Gatekeeping.
Gatekeeping. And like, I'm not saying every woman's like that, but when it's a lot, the chances of 2 women you approach and you approach one of them, it's a lot lower than 6. 6 is like that's a 5 to 1.
You sure you're not a math teacher, bro?
I'm
probability. You spin bars, right?
5 people. You're walking up thinking that 5 people are just gonna be cool with this, and then the other part is that if she just don't like you off rip, now you got 6 people maybe like laughing, giggling. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
So it's all the numbers game, bro. Okay.
Yeah,
it's the numbers game.
I look at it as likelihood.
That's a good way.
So I can't approach a group of women. I can't do it.
Now, what if like theoretically you're pushed to do that, like guns in your head, like you have to do it? What would be the strategy for you walking through it? Well, like if you had to, you know what I'm saying? Like this is like I've heard that. Like forget about what you would actually do. This is like a theoretical.
If I had to,
yeah.
I don't know. This is gonna sound like I'm trolling, but like I've been in a relationship for like 5 years. I don't know how to like if shit were to end tomorrow, like I don't know how I would operate.
He's a loyal man. I'm just asking for my sake. Still single out here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe you just throw a little compliment out there.
Okay.
You can always, in this day and age, you offer to buy them a drink.
Okay.
Because it's just like, they not going to say no to a drink. That's just kind of how it is. Yeah. I'm not saying no to a drink.
Yeah, for real. I'll take
multiple. That's probably like, if I had a gun to my head, that's probably like
you're going to do something,
just a compliment. Hey, can I buy you a drink? You maybe start a conversation there or whatever. Or what are you drinking? I can get you one.
The 5, though, is a hard scenario, and it's pretty common now because everyone usually likes to gravitate. Obviously, safety is one thing. I see why like women do that. That's crazy.
That's fair. Exactly. Because again, you can come up respectfully,
of course,
but then man comes up like everyone could be on edge, and it's also a matter of how you look.
Exactly. Oh,
like,
100%.
You know what I mean? Like if they're all collectively like, all right, he's cool, then it's cool. If if I look crazy, then it's like, nah, bro. Yeah. And if it's an in between, they're usually gonna lean to the we're not good.
Exactly. So it's like you said, what is it called? The likelihood.
Likelihood, bro.
You just gotta pick and choose.
You gotta increase your chances. You gotta take high percentage shots. You gotta take high percentage shots.
Oh my god, he's a coach, y'all. See,
I'm saying.
I think also another good tip is this dating game. It's a team sport. So if you play with your homies, let me think. Like 5 other girls. The best scenario is if you have like 4
your
guys.
Boy, yeah.
This is what you do. This is for the single men out there. 1 by 1, everyone comes in around the same time. Everyone's distracted, and you go from there. It's like you're running the play right there.
That's fair.
Or the best is like the solid 2 man. That's
if I were to do it, I need at least one guy with me.
Yeah. Because it is hard, bro.
I can't do a one on.
You're out basketball. You playing soccer? You playing lacrosse? You don't want to do that.
Yeah, we're in transition.
Exactly.
We're not getting to stop.
Bro. Come on, like hold the ball first. Wait till the team comes up. Bro,
we're not getting to stop.
And you coach, see, you gotta wait for midfield, right? You used to be a midfielder. Yeah. So you dictate the game, the pace. You gotta wait till your forwards come up. The wing.
You need help. You need support.
You gotta be patient. That's the thing. And that's it. Honestly, I never realized the overlap between both of it. But also it depends on location, like the team that you're facing. Because like when I was in Bali, for example, bro, I'm not saying it was a lay me, but most of the time it's kind of like a layup. I've had those scenarios where it's like just me and then like because I did a lot of solo traveling, and it's all about like vibes and also like the room, the environment. Like a place like Bali or like Thailand or whatever, everyone's just open. Bro.
Yeah.
You know, like
you go to New York, everyone's on edge.
Yeah, every culture is different, and then depending on the location, if it's on vacation time or if it's on like I work the next day, so I'm looking for something serious. Right?
Yeah,
you're looking for something serious in the club is crazy.
Yeah,
like
what do we do?
Like what do we do?
I go to church or something.
Yeah, for real. Like, come on now. So, speaking of church, are you a spiritual man?
I need to go to church more.
This is the sign right here.
Yeah, I do believe in God. I try to keep him in mind on a daily basis. Keeps me going, especially when some times go left.
Yeah, it's crazy out there.
But yeah, I just gotta practice it a little bit more, be better about it.
Does that come from like the Ghanaian background?
Yeah, my parents, my mom especially, is very spiritual.
Me and my mom too.
Hardcore.
Active in the church.
Yeah, Christian. Prays like every day. Tells me when she prays for me, which is great. But yeah, it's come from her a lot. Sometimes for her, it's to her fault. So it's like, bro, like we can believe, but also let's be real here. Like let's make the right steps. You can believe in everything. I'm not gonna walk into traffic. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like you gotta walk. Maybe you jaywalk, but like jaywalk at the right time or something like that. But yeah, that's kind of what. That's kind of
Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah, like I'm not about to just. I drove here an hour. I'm not just gonna let go of the wheel and have the car just direct me here.
Yeah, no.
But
with those Teslas, it's crazy though. Like those, I don't know if I chose that.
Never doing that, bro.
But that you don't even trust the guy. You trust the devil.
Bro. I was in one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in one of those. I didn't drive it. I was in the passenger seat, and he literally just put in the address, and I just started driving. I'm like, bro, like,
is that allowed?
Uber? It wasn't Uber. It was I was with a
I was about to say because I don't think that's
no. It was literally like I was in the passenger seat and they put in the address. They were just dropping me off at home, and it literally you see the wheel just moving, like stopping. It sees the red light, sees the green light, sees the yellow. Like it drives itself. I'm like, this is weird, bro. Get me out of this car, bro. Because it could easily just
swerve
and
just malfunctions.
Yeah. Like he made me touch that wheel twice, and it was like a 20-minute drive. Like it was weird, bro.
Bro, it's scary. They have in LA. They have the Waymo ones.
What's that?
It's basically the same thing, bro. It's a Jaguar. I don't know which model, but it's driverless. So they pick you up, bro, and they have like sensors everywhere. There's the one on the top, on the sides. I tried it, but I've only tried it early in the morning, like when I have like those early morning flights. And it's been safe, but that's early in the morning, bro.
Nah, bro. I barely trust people. I'm not trusting the car to get me from A to B, dog. At that point, I'm gonna just take this bus or train or something.
I'll walk, to be honest.
I really will walk.
This new technology is crazy though, because you see all of it. I'm also like on the fence too, because I'm like, is it worth my life, bro, to do this? Even though it is more convenient if you think about it, because you don't the good thing I liked about it, bro, I take a nap.
Yeah.
During it, instead of like driving or with an Uber too, sometimes you got to talk to the Uber. Sometimes I'm going to be chill.
Yeah.
But it was weird though, because I remember when I got out of the Waymo, I was like, thank you. And I'm like,
there's no one here.
There's no one here. Mama raised me right. But
there's no one here.
But going back to the Ghanaian roots, bro. So you have any siblings, by the way?
Yeah, I got 3. So I'm the oldest.
Yes, sir.
So it's me, my younger brothers. I'm 27, so he's.
So they all were born here then?
Yeah, so they were born here. So he's 23, my other sister's 20, and then the other youngest is 17.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Pretty big gaps in between.
16, 17.
I know it's hard for the ages for me too. I'm like, there's something.
I forget
TikTok generation.
I forget my age, bro.
Yeah, me too. I can't believe we're on 27. It's wild. But so do you speak any of the dialects or languages over there?
I understand it fluently.
Okay. What is the language or?
It's Twi.
Twi.
Yeah,
okay.
So TWI. So I understand it. Like my mom could talk to me in it.
When you're in trouble, definitely.
Other people, she could talk to me and I'll understand everything she's saying. I just can't really speak it. I just don't. I mean, the accent is. I don't have the accent, which would make it a lot easier. But I understand it pretty well. Okay. Yeah. So, like growing up, like my parents would talk to each other, but then they would talk to us in English, which ideally they should have just talked to us in Twi, so we would have learned it naturally. But I do want to learn it. I want to learn how to speak it. Like hopefully, like have some basis before I have kids, so I can actually
spread out the language, the culture, and everything.
Yeah.
Have you been back recently, by the way?
No, I've never been back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I have no memory of it.
Wow.
Like,
people, like too. Yeah.
People ask me about it, like, oh, do you remember? It's like, no, like I really don't. All I know is like, I don't even know when my memory starts. Probably starts in like elementary school, but
wow.
Yeah, I remember nothing of it. I've just seen pictures.
Yeah.
So like I've seen pictures like I think from my like first birthday party. But yeah, I don't remember anything. I do want to go back. I probably should go back very soon.
When are you thinking? Like next couple of years or something?
Probably the next couple of years. Yeah. I know my mom really wants to go back, and she hasn't been back either.
Oh really?
No, she has
almost 30.
No, the only person that's been back in my family is my dad, and then my brother. My brother just did literally like an impromptu trip like last year. He just went. And then my dad would go back because he like owns stuff over there, so he would go back to check out my stuff. But yeah, I haven't been back. That's definitely a bucket list thing to do before
30, maybe or something.
Yeah, probably before 30.
All right, man.
Before like I like get married, start
settle down, right? Because it'll be hard to travel more too. To be honest.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest problem, settling down, because I'm like, I love to travel and experience new things. That would be a cool trip. I want to go to Ivory Coast, of course. I haven't been to Africa yet, so I just want to explore. West Africa looks cool, South Africa looks fun. But then I'll probably fall in love there, and then y'all will never hear from me again.
You'll end the podcast.
Yeah, I'll just record the podcast over there. It's a different time zone now,
We're based out of Africa.
Yeah, we're based out of West Africa now. But yeah, man, that's so cool, man. I honestly resonate with the whole learning the language, because I didn't learn it until I went to school there, bro. Indonesia, because my parents did the same thing. Where like, and also like, I'm sure with you too, bro. There probably wasn't like a big Ghanaian community.
Not big. I mean, it depends where in Mass. It depends on where you're at. Like a big place where there's a lot of them is Worcester. Okay. So that's like a little bit of more Western Mass. Yeah. A lot of them go there for some reason. Yeah. I don't know why.
It's funny, right?
Yeah. So like it'd be to the point where like my parents would go up there and just visit people. But a lot of them is over there. Yeah. But then it's like we also have family like my mom's like siblings were here, like my uncle, like her aunt, her two aunts were here. So they would all speak the language like around me, but like directly to me, they would typically speak in English. Yeah. But there are times they try to like test me, and then they would just like the little say it in our language, see if I would understand. It's just like it's one of those things like you got to start young.
Oh, absolutely. Language is so hard to learn, bro.
Yeah, it's like you're better off learning it like when you're like a baby, like because you're just so you absorb everything so much better. And like I'm 27 now, so it's gonna be a struggle to.
It's because you're a blank canvas, Yeah. Like, bro, it took me a while for Indonesian because like those languages, Twi, Indonesian, all that stuff, bro. Yeah. It's not like Spanish where like these communities. Yeah. A lot of people speak Spanish. Yeah. It's everywhere. It's in the media, so that's why people, even if they don't speak Spanish at home, there's some people, white people that learn Spanish from like just growing up. Yeah. So I was similar too, bro. I had family, but we would like speak English, and then until I went to Indonesia, where I had to learn in school for like 7th and 8th grade, bro. Yeah. First time was bullying you and all that stuff. I had to learn quick. That was my incentive. Yeah. Because if I didn't, I'd be flamed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So the other thing with Spanish is more accessible. It's like if I really wanted to learn Spanish, I would just turn all the settings on all my devices to like
you can't do that to
Spanish.
Bro.
Yeah, like you could do like Instagram, like I speak like these notifications could all be in Spanish right now.
Yeah, I know that.
I've seen that, and I'm like, that makes sense. Like,
you learn because it then becomes ingrained in your life. Yeah, and then also with like the culture, bro. Like, there's some little Latin community over here, so like you sometimes hear like in LA, for example. Honestly, I should do that, to be honest, because bro, like where I'm at, I'm in Koreatown, but there's so much like the Latin influence over there. Of course, Mexico is like right there. So like, if I wanted to, I could do a whole day maybe in Spanish.
Yeah, you gotta get on Duolingo.
Well, I did it for a while, but then
I heard it's not that great.
Yeah, I heard the problem with Duolingo is like it does give you phrases to know. Yeah, but it doesn't apply it. Bro. Yeah, even like in class, bro. Yeah. Like you could have the best lecturer, bro, but if you don't implement it, It doesn't matter, bro.
If you don't make it relatable.
Like imagine like a chem lecture, bro. Imagine they blah blah blah. But then when you do the labs, for example, it's like that's when you're like, oh, I'm hands on. You know what I'm saying? Like that thing, man. And the chemistry labs, bro. Do you do those labs with the kids, by the way?
Yeah, we do a handful of stuff. So I taught AP Chem.
Oh, AP Chem? Man, that sounds like my torture. I hated chemistry, bro. I hated chemistry, bro.
So I taught AP Chem. I teach Chem honors to like 10th graders. And I teach like, it's called physical science, but it's basically physics, like intro to physics for like 8th graders. So like there was labs we would do with different chemicals and all that. So the kids always had fun with that. They would rather do that than hear me talk.
Yeah.
But the me talking is have them learn what they need to do.
Get the base of it a little bit. Yeah.
I try to talk as little as possible. Like when I lecture, it's like 10 minutes, but it's usually like interactive. It's like, hey, do this question, figure it out, and then like they'll ask me, like, oh, how do I do this? Like, I never give a straightforward answer. Like, well, I think you should, but you know this. You know, they I forget who said this to me. I think it was a student. He was like, yeah, coach, you just speak in riddles, bro. And I'm like, no, I don't. I
was a magician.
He was like, you speak in riddles. You just never answer the question. I'm like, because you know the answer. And they usually end up knowing the answer. Like, so that's kind of why I don't give out everything.
Bro, that's the midfield maestro. He takes the time. You know, he's like, he opens up the field. And then it's like, now it's time for you to cut in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's kind of, I just think it just makes more sense because I could tell them everything and then they could still not listen to me and still ask me at the end of the day. So it's like, I might as well just have you try and figure it out let you wrestle with it for like, 5 minutes. Like, obviously, if everyone's lost, I'm going to bring everyone back together. But if it's like a very basic, like intro stuff, I usually give it to them. I have them work in groups a lot. So like the chairs are set up in like groups of 4 or 3. So like they'll try and figure it out for themselves for a little bit. Then I'll like check in to see where everyone's at. People will try and ask me questions during the time. I'm pretty reluctant to answer them. But usually what happens is they end up figuring it out on their own. Maybe there's a group or 2 who's behind. And then after that, I re-explain. And then they're like, oh, this is what he meant. When he didn't answer my question.
Yeah.
Or when he pointed to this and I didn't realize it. So that's kind of how I go about it. The kids seem to like the class. So
man, that's respect, man. How did you find out your teaching style though, bro? Because you mentioned how you like to keep the lectures short and keep them engaged. How did you realize you weren't like that teacher that was like annoying?
Just talking the whole time.
Yeah, just talking the whole time.
Because the first year I did, I was talking for like
half an hour?
No, like, because the class is 45 minutes. So I was like, one of the teachers who was there, he was like, yeah, you can't talk too long. The attention span is too short. I was like, all right, 20 minutes is fine. After 5 minutes, they was not listening to me. Like, because they were just lost. It was lost. Because it was a lower level class. It was like, they had chem honors and they had chem like on level. So I was with the on level kids who, don't take it as seriously. So I'm here talking, trying to explain all this stuff, and they're just like, I'm just trying to pass, bro. Like, move on.
Yeah.
So
I ain't gotta worry about that.
Yeah.
The carbon. I don't know what carbon's about.
Yeah. So I kind of just figured like, all right, I need to make it more interactive, more collaborative, and talk less and have them teach each other. And then if stuff starts to obviously go left, that's where I intervene and be like, hey, no, you had the right idea, but we got to go here, as opposed to like you went this way, this way, this way. So like I give a lot of like practice problems. So I'll put problems up on the board based on stuff that they should know, and then I'd be like, hey, figure it out. You're in these groups. I'm going to put this much time on. And then there's people who are like, coach, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't even know where to start. It's like, you do know where to start. Just read the question. They'll read it, they start getting it. And usually there's, a smarter kid in each group that helps figure it out. And then usually at the end, I try to wrap it up and then explain what the premise of everything was. And then like once they know the topic, it's usually I'll give them like, a set of practice problems or give them a lab that they got to figure out. And it's science, you got to ask a lot of questions. So them asking me the questions, but me not always answering them makes it so that they have more questions. Because if they're not asking questions, they don't care. So that's it's just kind of like, it was like a trial and error thing. Because I never taught before teaching here.
Yeah.
This is the first school I've taught at. Granted, it's my high school, so that helps out. Because I went to school there. I graduated in 2016.
That must have been wild, man. Like being back in the halls and like you're in a different...
I work with teachers that taught me. So it's
that's wild.
At first it was like a little weird, especially like some of my middle school teachers who are a little older. Because now I can call them by their first name.
Oh my, yeah, that's always the weirdest thing. Like, hey, Sean.
Yeah, I was like, it's good. It's familiar. It's nice that was the first place as opposed to like learning it completely. Because I already knew the dynamic. Like I went to school there for 6 years because they had 7th through 12th grade.
Yeah.
And then, I was coaching. I started coaching there first.
Wow.
Before I started teaching. So I coached because I was working another job and I started coaching basketball, then lacrosse. And then there was a chemistry opening and, the president at the time was like, yeah, like you'd be perfect for this. The kids love you as a coach. Like, I think you'd be a great teacher. And I was like,
you're like, I don't know if I want to be a teacher.
I don't know about teaching. But then I was like, all right, well, this is better than what I'm doing now. So I figured try it out. So I've been there the last 3 years now. So going to this fall will be my 4th. So it's been good.
Hey man, respect to that, man. Teaching is so like underrated. People like need more respect on these teachers, man. Don't get paid enough. Yeah, that's it. Don't get paid enough for the BS y'all got to deal with.
I need more money. I mean, like, I get summers off.
Yeah,
I still get paid. Good, I get paid in the summer,
there we go.
It's nice. But there's definitely some issues that you deal with every now and then. I mean, my biggest annoyance is just like grading, and like assignments and all that. All the other stuff. Like I don't. It's an all boys Catholic school.
Oh, it's all boys school. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really deal with that many behavioral issues. Not like like an average like Boston public school.
Yeah, and I bet it helps too that you've been there already. So you have that like connection. Like, hey guys, like I'm not just some random white guy. Like the teacher or whatever. I've been in the trenches. I felt what you felt.
Yeah. That was the first thing I told them when I started. Like I say that every year. Like the first few days. Like, hey, like I'm an alum. I'm essentially one of you, like especially once you graduate. So like I'm here to help. I'm not against anybody. I'm here to see you like through the finish line
and all that stuff.
So like I tell them that all the time. I try to lean into that. Like they'll ask me about teachers they have. It's like, oh, did you have such and such? Like, are they still annoying? I'm like, I can't really say that right now, but my lack of answer should give you an answer. But yeah, they'll ask like so. But sometimes they also forget how young I am because they'll just say stuff like
like slang and stuff, right?
Yeah. Like I think I told I told you last night, but like they'll say like all this TikTok garbage or Twitch garbage, and they think like I don't know what that means. Like one kid like is just talking to his friend. He says "yeah," and I'm like, bro, come on, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Or like skibbity, bro.
Yeah,
skibbity is probably the worst one, bro. Yeah. Like who invented that? That's the definition of like brain rot.
I saw a meme. I think it was on Instagram or whatever, and it was a teacher in their room. They had a banned list of phrases.
Oh my god!
And it was all those phrases, and I really thought about like printing that out and being like, "Yo, no one can say this, so you have detention." Like,
bro, you gotta try for like a week or something, just like a funny trial.
Maybe like the first week, just like troll them or something.
Or like an April Fool's one would be fun.
Yeah, but yeah, they say a lot of stuff, and they think I don't know what they're talking about, but I very much do know what I'm talking about.
Hey man,
I'm 27. Like they call me Unc. I'm like,
that's the thing I hate, bro. Me too. I hate like my sister friend. She's 10 years younger than me. So like talking with her friends or whatever, they're in high school. Like calling me Unc is crazy. I mean, my body is, like we talking about our ankles in it, so maybe. But
they're like 16 calling me Unc. I'm
like, bro, we ain't on the Unc level.
I'm like one of the youngest teachers you have here.
Yeah, it's what's the age scale? There's like OG. OG's like
I saw a meme. And there was like a dude explaining this, but it was like, I think our age was just like, I forget what it was. It wasn't Unc.
It's not
Unc was like 35 to like.
Yeah, he said this guy
35. It was literally ranges. It was like OG.
OG was like 70 plus or 60 plus.
Yeah. OG and then Unc, and then there was like Young Bull or something like that.
Yeah. Is that us, Young Bull?
I think.
The youngest one?
The youngest one is. I don't even know. Lil Bro.
Yeah. So, oh yeah. Oh, there's Big Bro.
Yeah,
Right,
it's Lil Bro.
We should be Big Bro then, right?
Probably at
Lil
this
Bro,
point.
Big Bro.
To them, I feel like I'm more so Big Bro. I don't know about.
They just trying to do it.
If I was like 30, I'd be like, all right, bro.
Yeah, I think. But we're in a weird point in life, bro. I feel both young and old at the same time because of responsibilities, like you were talking about. But then the young because we don't have like the kid.
Yeah.
And like we're still like able-bodied, adventuring, doing our things. Like
also, like 30 is not old.
Yeah, bro.
30 is not old.
Yeah.
People be like, oh my God, I'm turning 30. I'm like, that's not old, bro.
We still got a lot. Obviously they probably think that because when we were younger too, we thought 30 was, oh my God, 30. I'm only 15. There's no way. Double my age.
Yeah.
But you realize like that's actually now it's nicer, bro. Being like having money to travel and all that stuff and doing your own stuff. You do like to travel though, bro. I've seen you travel.
I'll be out every now and then. It's more so my girlfriend that entices me.
Yeah, she loves to travel. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She likes to travel a lot, so she plans a lot of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. But she's a planner, bro. She should be a travel. Is she a travel planner, budget?
But she's very. She plans a lot of that stuff ahead. She doesn't like. I'm very go with the flow. Like I think for it was might be my 25th birthday or 24th.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
We went to LA because it was her idea for us to go to LA, and I was like, oh, we can go see a Lakers game. That was the only thing I suggested. Go to see a Lakers game. It was Lakers Clippers. Everything else, I was like, oh yeah, like let me just see how it goes. Yeah. And she's like, no, like what are we gonna do? Like what are the excursions? Where are we gonna go? Yeah. Like she's a big like excursions, planning what to do, all that stuff. Like
Hollywood sign, Santa Monica.
Yeah. So when I say like, oh, like we'll just see what happens, she's like, nah, bro. She's like she's very type A. She like writes that stuff in her plan. She has like a little journal planner and all that.
She's gonna be like, oh, Lakers game at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So, 6:30 will be down to LA. Right?
Yeah. So it's just like. Because it was me, her, and then her roommate, her college roommate, and her boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
And like the three of us, not including her, were kind of like, yeah, we'll just see what happens. She's like sending us like restaurants. She's sending us like fun stuff to do. So we had to figure out what to do because she can't go somewhere and not have some type of plan, which is good because it's like you're spending X amount of money to go there.
It helps with efficiency.
Yeah. I get that. So I'm glad one of us is like that. Hopefully it rubs more so off on me. She still comes at me about I got to plan a trip at some point so that she doesn't have to do it, which is fair. Like she's planning a trip. I got to do it.
Finding the balance is tough though because I've swayed through both sides, like especially like the solo traveling. Sometimes you just have to be like, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Like when I was in Thailand, bro, I ended up staying in one of the places, Phuket, for like a whole week instead of 3 days. I didn't even know what my next like hostel or place I was staying at. Yeah. And it is kind of scary to be honest with you because you're like, what if there is no room in the house or there's this. But sometimes you just gotta let go and be like, hey man, right? It is what it is.
Yeah. And sometimes you gotta chill, but then there's sometimes you gotta have stuff planned out. Yeah, no, she's more of the lines that we gotta have some stuff planned out. Yeah. Which is I get it.
Gives you more ease.
Yeah. You're taking days off, you're spending money to go here, like you might as well have some plan. Now if it pivots, like that's cool. Yeah. Like that is what it is. But you might as well have at least a baseline plan set in stone.
I think having that's good. Like having like maybe the essentials like you really want to do and like the little stuff like obviously check-in is important. You need to know your timing of that. You can't imagine you're checking in at 12 and you come early. Well, you're not gonna just wait in the hotel. You gotta actually coordinate with that. So having that structure, but having the fluidity, bro, that makes any trip. Like, bro, my trip right now, bro, I literally, my main thing was, okay, we got Lucario's surprise birthday party. Happy birthday, bro. That was like one of the key things, obviously, I have to see. And then I was working at the office and I had to surprise him. I was like, that's another key thing. And the other stuff, like last night was random. We were like, we didn't even know we were going to Han. I thought we were going to go to Icon. All right, you know that those stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Han was cool though.
Yeah, Han was they were playing the Haitian music. That was cool, man.
That's crazy. We came on Haitian.
Isn't that crazy, bro?
So wild.
Lucario's birthday.
I thought it was like a joke. We walked in, they're just playing Haitian music. I'm like, all right, maybe he's just like playing for like 5 minutes. You played the whole night.
What made it even funnier, y'all? If you don't know what Han is, it's an Asian place, like some Chinese club, and they played Haitian Haitian music.
Yep.
I'm like, there's no way. It had like for everybody, bro.
Yeah.
Like Afro beats too.
Afro beats. They had some like regular hip hop and rap. So
shout out to that DJ though. Like I don't know who you are, bro, but bro. How are you gonna have Chris Brown lyrics with like Haitian compa, bro?
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone do it, and it made sense.
It made sense.
It was shout out to him, and that's why I was you, bro. That was funny.
Yeah, it was a good time. I'm glad I went. Yeah, I thought we weren't gonna go back out because it was like y'all texted at like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Oh, probably
I think it was
10.
Yeah, it was like Jan. He was like, "Yo, like what we on?" Blah blah blah. I'm like,
"There's no
y'all not about to go out."
And then Wyatt on the thing is like, "How's everyone feeling?" And he just says like
someone's sleeping. I really thought Noah was because I was gonna be like, "All right, we can like maybe meet up tomorrow, like get brunch or something." Yeah. But everyone was down, so it worked out.
Yeah, and we were at Lucario's place, and he originally wasn't gonna go. He pulled up, and then his old roommate Edmund, right?
Yeah,
pulled up too. That was, bro, what a vibe, man.
Good vibes.
And I think we were sober
for the most part.
Yeah, so that's the thing too. I love whenever it's nice like that because you don't feel hungover. Your ankles don't get swollen up. I mean, it was tiring from like the dancing, but imagine like having the drink and that, bro. Oof. That's when we become angst.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I was driving home, so I had like a Corona.
Yeah, but that's nothing too crazy, bro. But that was a fun time, man. But I thought we were going to Icon, our favorite place. Man, there's some crazy videos.
Next time you come back, we could go.
Oh, bro, this guy, wingman too. I'm telling you, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to talk about it too much because it's crazy. That one night where I think it was Rachel and
Rachel, Lexi, all those.
It was the whole game, bro. Guys, if you don't see from my,
it was packed, dude.
Packed, and everyone was there to have a good time. That's what it's about. The club, you know. It's so weird whenever people go to the club and they're just sitting, like
just standing there,
just taking up.
There was people last night that were doing that. I don't get it.
I don't get it. Like, why are you going there? Like, I think it might be a social media thing where they go there just to take the
take the flick. Just to be outside. Like, we outside.
Yeah, exactly. But you ain't outside, bro. You could have done this at home and not paid $30. $30 is
$30 is
inflation.
Granted, the time we had made up for the fact that it was
I would say it definitely was worth $30.
But like Icon's like 50 though.
Oh, you're right.
40,
it's 50 now right now.
It was like I forget. It was.
It's closer to 50 than 20. I remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a tough, bro. It was worth it though. But I remember when we came in originally, I was like, man, this is bad, bro. Mm-hmm. There wasn't even a line.
Yeah.
But then when the music played, we were like,
yeah. It started picking up. More people started coming a little later. People started coming like 12:30.
I think that's the biggest thing. I think I was talking to Andrew about this. He's on the next episode teaser. But the nightlife stuff, bro, I like it because the social aspect of it. But I hate like the drinking part because you wake up messed up. I wish there was like those early, like a club that started at 6, bro, and around 12.
The thing you gotta tap into, you gotta tap into day parties. You gotta tap into day parties or like brunch. The day parties be cool because it's like you can have. They do it sometimes. They do it a good amount of times here in Boston. Like it's
we went to one, bro. I remember the Afrobeat one.
Yeah.
That's a homie.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah, that was a good time. That was a good time.
Bro, that was like 3.
That was like 3 years ago because my girlfriend and I hadn't moved in together.
Yeah. It was me, you, Wyatt,
Yeah, it was in like around Dorchester, Mattapan. Yeah, it was like on a rooftop apartment. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like stuff like that is cool because you can go to that and be cool. Like you can go home and like
even if you drink or whatever, you're chill. You can recuperate. Like, the late night one, bro. I can't. I've done a couple of it, and it's time. Like when me and Lucario and Bobby, there were sometimes we just did back-to-back nights. It's like it's not good for your body. Bro. Yeah, maybe once in a while, but
not too many nights in a row.
Yeah, the Darties, bro. That's like I don't think about like Fairfield too now. Oh my god, but that was different too. In college, it's also a different beast because you can have
you're different animals.
Yeah, you have way more, like you said, the more freedom and the mindset. Everyone's like young, hungry to do whatever.
Yeah,
like
we're just trying to have a good time.
Yeah, things right. Then before you know it, you like Department of Public Safety pull up like, and you're gonna get your stomach pumped.
But yeah, day parties is what you kind of gotta tap into. I want to tap into it a little bit more, just because like so you don't have to go out.
Yeah,
I mean usually you still have to like. Pay for a ticket or whatever, but it's usually not as much. It's during the day. It's nice out. You got the sun. You get some drinks. You maybe some friends. If y'all got some money, you get a little section.
Yeah. And bro, the good thing, you're right, actually. The day part is good because you can see people too. Hey, if y'all know my single men out there, the club, bro, when the lights are so low, you can't see what anybody looks like. No. And then you randomly, whenever they have like the lights like traveling around, you're like, wait, what the heck?
What's going on?
What's going on? And then when finally it's time to leave, lights go up and you're like,
yeah, this is bad. What am I doing here? This is really bad.
Call that Uber right now. Yeah. So the day party you can't really hide because the sun's out and everything. Yeah.
So. And it's usually just better energy.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Yeah.
It's usually just better energy.
And you can talk more too because sometimes it depends on the night. Sometimes you just want to do like a bar vibe without going to a bar, just like chatting with people. And in the club, it is like almost impossible.
Yeah.
I almost lost my voice last night. It's like, like singing and talking to people.
Yeah, you can't hear nobody. Hey,
what's your name?
Yeah.
And then it's just a whole ordeal. So
you can't hear nobody.
I'm thinking about our Fairfield times, man.
You keep bringing this stuff up
man,
like it's...
man. I can't say too much, guys.
What are you talking about?
But let's just say, if it ain't snowing, he ain't going.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that's right. Oh, man. Oh, my God.
It's lies. That's another friend of ours that's also dark skinned.
Yes, he loves that. The entertaining the snow. We'll leave it at that.
Entertaining the snow.
Entertaining
crazy.
The snow. Okay.
Oh my God.
Speaking of the snow, my man, you did work. One of your first jobs, right? This is what I saw on LinkedIn. Monkey sports.
Yeah,
that
sounds wild.
Don't clip that, please, guys.
It sounds wild. It was before you get canceled.
Yeah.
I'll explain it. It was a sports store, so it's literally called Monkey Sports. So it's baseball, hockey, lacrosse, and like baseball, softball.
Yeah.
So I worked in lacrosse, so I would usually help if kids were coming for lacrosse equipment, fit them for equipment, make recommendations. I strung sticks for a little bit.
What is strung sticks?
So the sticks, like, how the top of the stick, there's like all this mesh and strings in it.
Oh, okay. Oh, how to do that.
Yeah. So sometimes they have them pre-made, but they're usually not very good. Mm-hmm. And sticks are very particular to a person. So like some people might want their stick strung a certain way. So they tell me how to do it, and I do it. So I learned how to do it when I was starting to play lacrosse because I would watch like a bunch of YouTube videos. I would try to string my own stick. So I eventually just figured out how to do that. So I was doing that and then just working. It was basically retail. So I was working in the lacrosse section. But I had to branch out to like everyone basically had to know how to do hockey, like basic hockey, like
because it's so popular here, right?
Yeah, because it's kind of their main, like it was their main audience. Like a lot of kids would come in there for hockey skates, or even adults. Like they were coming for hockey skates, sticks, helmets, gloves, like equipment. It's expensive, dude. So
bro, I tried doing some hockey, and it's like. They would the stick alone, and the skates too. Yeah. Bro. Oh my God,
the skates is expensive, bro.
And you have to rent a rink. Obviously, you can't just do it randomly. Yeah, like basketball, you can just pull up. Even soccer sometimes.
Yeah, so it'll be a lot of times parents with their kids either starting out or they grew out of their old equipment because they play on like club teams or whatever, or play for their school. So they would come in, try and get fitted. Like I learned how to fit skates. I learned how to mold skates because the skates are like really stiff when you get them, so like you could put them in like a little oven for 5 minutes. And
so like my cleats, bro.
So you put them in a little oven for like a couple minutes, then whoever's about to wear them, they put it on for like 5 minutes, so it helps to like mold to their foot. But yeah, that's really what it was. It was my first. It was my first ever job. So it was my first job out of high school. So I was doing that in the summer before I came to Fairfield.
Wow.
So I figured,
that's crazy. Monkey sports?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean,
don't clip that. That's great. But why is it called monkey sports?
I don't know, bro.
Because
I never questioned it. It was one of those things like
when I wasn't a monkey mascot.
Not really. No.
A logo for a monkey? This sounds so great. I know. I'm genuinely curious.
I have no idea, bro. It was literally just like. I would go there a lot for my equipment when I was started playing. So like I got a lot of my stuff there, and I would always go there for new stuff, like if something broke or if I needed like string or whatever. So I would be there a lot. So then by the time I turned 18 and graduated high school, I'm like, well, I know lacrosse. Like I can work here. It wasn't too far from where I was living. I couldn't drive, but I would only work a couple times a week. So it's like part time. It was full time. So I was like, why not? Like I was trying to work at some other places. Like I really wanted to work at like a shoe store. Like I would try to put, I don't know why they treat, this is going to be off topic. I don't know why they treat like places like Foot Locker, what are some other shoe stores? Like Foot Locker.
Finish Line.
Yeah. It's mad hard to get a job. Like,
so you work for the CIA.
Bro, I know I'm in high school, but come on. Like, even when I was in college, it was like, it was like you're applying to be the president, bro. It made no sense. Like, I would see, like, I would know friends who had them. I'm like, how did you get this job? Because I applied, heard nothing back. I think there was one time I got a call back for Foot Locker, and then I came in and it was a group interview, and they were basically asking,
group interview for a Foot Locker?
Bro, it was like me and like 5 other people, and they were just asking us questions about shoes and all that, and I'm thinking it was just like one-on-one. So I come in and he picks out a shoe, and he's like he gave us each a shoe. And he was like, and this was before the store had opened, so it was like in the morning. He gave us each a shoe. He was like, go make a fit. I'm like, what? What are we talking about here? So I go around the shoe. I picked like some pants, some shirt. And they were basically like, explain the fit. I'm like, bro, am I working the fashion runway here? This is Foot Locker. The most interaction I'm going to have, hey, do you have this size? Yes. Here you go. Check out. No one's going to Foot Locker. Hey, what fit would go with this? Have you ever done that?
No, bro.
No.
I forgot Foot Locker has clothes, actually.
Yes, no one goes there for clothes, really.
The one in Trumbull Mall, bro?
Yeah.
I think there's a Foot Locker, one of them. It's literally just sneakers, bro.
It's essentially sneakers. They got what? A few Nike Techs and then like some
and maybe a
discount
or like a random jersey, right?
Some
random
discounted T-shirts, or like they got the generic like Foot Locker apparel, but like no one's going in there and be like, yo, I need a whole fit from Foot Locker. So I'm doing this, and it's like, all right, and then I never heard anything back. I guess the fit I made was awful, so they didn't.
Walk me through the fit.
I don't even. It was so long ago, bro. Because this was while I was working my second job, because I worked at Clark's.
Yeah, Clark's.
Yeah, so I worked at Clark's. So I was trying to get, like, Clark's was cool, but it's like you can only, like, I had a pretty nice discount, but you can only
buy Clark's shoes.
Yeah, you can only own so many Clark's. And then, like, it was kind of like a weird vibe over there. So I was trying to work at Foot Locker because at least I can get a discount on shoes that I want to wear.
The sneakers and everything.
So I was looking at like Foot Locker, Finish Line, all those stores that are nearby. And I'm trying to think the fit. It was just like, I don't know, he gave me some Jordan. I probably just paired it with something basic. And I was just like, I was just so confused. I'm like, what does this have to do with anything, bro?
It sounds like, in college, bro, like the FYE, first year experience stuff. I'm like, hey, make this.
I'm not a designer, dude. Like, as someone who goes to Foot Locker often, I go in, I look through everything, I look through what I like. If there's one on the wall that is my size, I will try it on, and then that is it. And then I leave. If I want to shoot, hey, I need this size, try it on, leave. I've never walked into Foot Locker and be like, yo, I got these on. What's going to go with it? No one does that. So when they did that, I was just very, very confused.
Man, Foot Locker, you don't need help. I remember I applied to randomly for like just part-time stuff. But it's like it's like those job opportunities that are like, so it's entry level, but you need 5 years of experience and like.
Or they're always saying they're hiring. It's like, you didn't hit me. You're clearly not hiring.
Yeah, they have a sign in the store. Yeah. They say, we're not hiring because you would have hired me. Yeah. Like, I got the bare minimum at least. Yeah, bro. Job market is crazy out there, bro. I was hustling out there, man. Clark's, man, I forgot about Clark's. I used to love Clark's. I had this pair of, what's it called?
Desert boots or the Wallabies?
I forgot the name of it, bro. But it was kind of like a dress shoe a little bit, but they were nice because they had the comfort sole, bro. Yeah. And they were waterproof. I used to wear them at the remix after parties. You know about that. All those after parties, bro. Shout out to diversity, man. All the affiliations.
It was good times.
All the Latin ones were fun. Of course, remix was cool. Oh man, all those events was just.
Yeah, they were a good time.
It made college a worthwhile experience.
You're You're just insinuating a lot of things.
Oh man, college. But man, in college you were also a research assistant, huh?
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So I did that in the summer. So I forget what summer. I think that was going into junior year.
Mm-hmm.
So I lived on campus. So me and Sean actually stayed in the same townhouse. So we were in a townhouse together. It's me, him, and two other guys who were working nearby. But obviously, we didn't have to pay to live there because we were working on campus. They were working like I think some type of business internship. So they were paying Fairfield to stay.
Interesting. Okay.
So we were there for. I was there for probably like most of the summer, probably like 2 months, like because we get out in what like May. We would get out in like May or something. So I was there June, July. Probably got out like earlier August. So I was doing research with the bio department. So we were working with like fish. So we are just like videotaping fish and feeding patterns and all that. So it was a good time. It was good money. So
yeah, that's always nice, man.
It was better than trying to find a job at Foot Locker. So.
Forget I'm a fish boy. Forget Foot Locker.
Yeah,
when you get paid to take pictures of fish, that's
it was easy. Like it was pretty simple. Like it was every day, but usually it was like anywhere from 9 to 2 or 3 o'clock. You get a little break in between, and you got the rest of the day to just do whatever. So it was good. So we got to see people who were also staying nearby, like some RAs who were staying.
Yeah.
And then people who were local, like we got to see you guys, Unique,
right there,
and all that. So it was cool. Nice. Like you got the gyms, you don't pay for gym membership, all that. So it was good times. It was good times.
Man, so it was a simple times, man. Because nowadays adults, as you mentioned, bills, man.
Yeah.
Can't even get enough sleep out here, bro.
Yeah.
It's tough out here, man. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That sounds like a fun experience though, bro. And you were a biochem major or
biomate. So I was originally biochem.
Yes.
And then I switched to bio, and then I was in biochem for long enough that I just needed one more class to get the minor. So I just got the minor.
Oh, so you're minoring in chemistry?
Yeah. So I was minor in biochem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was a bio major, minor in biochem, and then minor in health studies.
Okay.
Yeah. So the health study was more so because we had the core curriculum.
Yeah.
So the health studies was a nice way to take core classes that were more focused in like science. Yeah, it was more focused in science, or like health. So I did that. It was pretty simple. Got rid of the core and then gave me another thing on my resume.
Yeah,
so it was good. I was originally biochem, then I realized how much more upper level chem classes I had to take, and I was like, I'll just do bio. Bio is a little easier. Even though I teach chem now.
That is kind of funny, bro, right?
Yeah, I teach. I always was just better at chem, but I was just like, I think I was at that time I was just lazy and just didn't want to take because you had to take if I stayed with biochem, I would have to take like P-Chem, which is physical chem, which is physics and chem.
Oh gosh, that sounds like a headache, bro. You just gave me a headache.
And I think that alone was like, I'm gonna do bio.
Yeah, I'm good with that. What came? How did you choose like that whole major in general, like the bio world? Was it like the upbringing, the African parents?
A little bit. Yeah. I mean, like I always liked science. I was always just a science person, like math and science. I was never really big on like English or that other stuff. So like from a young age, like I really enjoyed going to the doctor. I liked my doctor. He was also black. I think he is Haitian.
Oh.
Or my pediatrician. I think he's Haitian or somewhere. So he would.
To the Haitians out there.
Yeah.
Is it the Zoes, right? The Zoes. Yeah. There we go. Come on, we know.
So he would always, tell me like he would always like be really cool during checkups, like let me use stuff and all that. So growing up, I always thought it was really cool, and he was always just saying like, "Oh, if you want to be a doctor, you got to read, you got to work hard in school, blah blah blah." And then my mom's there saying the same thing at home.
Yeah, so he just kind of is part of the.
Yeah, so it was kind of ingrained in me, but like I genuinely did like science and math. So I kind of just kept going through that in high school. Like I was always really good at like bio. I was really good at chem, partly because I had a really good teacher. Um, so I kind of was just like, I'm just gonna do what I'm good at, because I was trying to be a doctor. So in my head, I was like, well, what major should I do? So usually it's like biochem or chemistry, whatever, some type of science major. Um, Even though in hindsight, if you're pre-med, you can be any major just so long as you take the required classes to apply to med school.
Wait, really, bro? So you could be like a theater major?
You can be a theater major, but you just still have to take, if you're a theater major pre-med, you have to just take the pre-med courses. So you have to take Bio 1, you have to take Gen Bio 1 and 2, you have to take Gen Chem 1 and 2, like all this other stuff. Whereas like if you're a bio major, it's all just defaulted.
Yeah, the overlap is there already.
Yeah. So in my head, I'm just like, let me just be a biochem major and just bang it out.
And figure it out later.
Yeah. Thing, right? Whereas like, there are some kids who are like psych majors and were pre-med. So some people who are, I don't know, sociology majors and were pre-med. I was just like, well, I'm doing this anyway. I might as well just be bio. So yeah, that was kind of in my head, like going into college, and throughout my time in college, I graduated, studied mad long for the MCAT, took it, did decent.
Hey,
and then I was kind of just like, yeah, I'm kind of over this.
Like, it's no joke, man.
Yeah, I studied for that test for a year, like over a year. I think I pushed it back during that time too, because I set a date, and then I took a practice test. I was like, yeah, let me push it back. So I retook it. I did again, like just above average, like enough to apply to school and like have a chance. But I think after I got my score and like I started applying, like I was kind of like, all right, well, 4 more years of school, 3 to 4 years of training. That's like hella debt. So I was like, I'm good.
As they say, yeah,
I'm good. Yeah, it was a lot of people around me kind of saw my demeanor change after that. So I kind of just scratched it. I was then thinking about being a PA, which is for those who don't know, it's a physician assistant. So kind of like a doctor, but just a step below. So it's kind of on par with like a nurse practitioner.
Okay.
So you kind of work under a doctor. You can work in any specialty. You can, diagnose stuff. You do a lot of the same things a doctor does. It's just signed off by an actual doctor.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and it's a lot quicker to do. It's only 2 years, about a year and a half, 2 years of school, compared to like the 8 years it takes to be a doctor,
and all the other stuff that you have to do.
Yeah. So I was thinking about that. But then I started a master's in public health, just to see what I want to do with that. Then I was working as a patient care tech, so I was working like dialysis.
What was that?
So it's kind of when people have kidney failure. Okay. So your kidneys, I really hope I get this right. So if you're nurses out there, please don't come at me. When your kidneys help clean your blood, or like get rid of the fluids that are in your body. I really hope I get this right, because I worked there for 2 years.
Yeah. Come on now.
Yeah, but basically, like some people who have kidney failure, they can't clean out their blood efficiently, get rid of waste, and it builds up, which causes a lot of problems. So dialysis is basically a machine that they're hooked up to that helps get rid of the excess fluid that's in there. So like certain toxins don't build up and they don't have issues. But when that happens, you kind of set for that the rest of your life. You go like 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how serious it is. It's like 2 to 3 hours treatment, which sucks. You literally just sit there hooked up to a machine. And the only really way you can fix it is if you get like a kidney transplant or whatever. So I was doing that to build my resume, and that was while I was studying for the MCAT. So after I took it, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of over this. Yeah. I started coaching at my high school. So I started coaching basketball. It was really fun. Like I would be at work planning practice.
Wow.
And then I'm hearing like machines people, oh shit, I gotta check
Yeah,
out
patients. Yeah. Wait a minute.
No, literally, like it would be the point. Like I'm hearing stuff go off. It's like, oh, I gotta check their blood pressure now. So
bro starts running plays. All you hear is beep. Yeah, whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy, bro.
It wasn't like that, but it was kind of like that. But so I was coaching basketball at my school. It was really fun. I was fun enough that I was like, hey, is there any lacrosse help needed for the spring? Like I'm available. I'll make it work. And they needed help. And then, like I said earlier, like I was doing that. There was a chem opening. And then I kind of just transitioned that way.
Bro, so, I love those passions because it's like a unique combination, you know, like the healthcare vibe with like the coaching, especially like lacrosse and everything. This is actually our first talking point. We haven't even got to talk about recognizing your calling. How did you know like those passions, for example, were truly something you enjoyed? I know you mentioned how like the coaching and stuff, even when there was a patient that was, you know, gonna die. No, they're not gonna die. I'm gonna die.
It's just a beeper that every 30 minutes there's a beeper that goes off to check the blood pressure. And then you gotta go look at it and sign it off.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's a misreading, it beeps and it lets you know, like, hey, go read it again.
Yeah. He does a great job.
No one died. Guys? No one died on my watch.
No one died. Man. He does a good job. I'm just giving him some flack over here. But yeah, how did you know that was something that you truly enjoyed? Like both of those things, because they're like there's some overlap obviously because you need good health to play sports. You know what I'm saying? But like they are kind of different in their own right.
Yeah, I mean the whole stuff kind of started when I was younger. I always liked science. I always liked like there are people like you know how like in like some high school science classes you'll dissect stuff. Some people get grossed out. I was kind of like, oh, it was cool. Like there'd be like certain scenes from you know movies or TV shows that showed it. People get like, oh, don't. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Like this person's cut open. No, like seriously.
So you should watch your wife's pregnancy then?
I kind of have no choice.
Because you know there's like those dads who like don't want to walk in. Or if they come and they'll pass out. You'll probably be the guy that's like...
I wouldn't pass out. I probably wouldn't pass out. I mean, I say that now and then you can fast forward like
a picture of you, like, oh,
yeah. But it was always interesting to me because I always like learning about the body and whatever. But like I've kind of slowly realized like my real passion is, you know, coaching in that aspect. I really always liked being a part of a team. I was a manager in high school for my basketball team because we were very good. So I didn't make the team. So I had to find something to do. So my sophomore year, I got cut from JV. So I was I just watched because a lot of those guys were my good buddies. So I would just go to all the games. Yeah. And then the next year I was a junior. I was like, well, those guys are some of my best friends. Like, why not? Because it was also like I didn't have a car, so I couldn't get home that early anyway. So I was like, I'm here and I see them practicing. Why not just be there? So I was the manager that year. So I was manager my junior, senior year. When I went to Fairfield, I managed men's lacrosse and basketball. Yeah. So I always liked being part of a team. So getting back and coaching, being able to coach for myself just helped me see that I really liked that aspect. Yeah. You know, leading a team, mentoring kids, you know, helping them get better. So that's why I do it. I mean, there's very rare time of year when I'm not coaching. Like I coach now. I coach a club team. I help out with some basketball. I coach obviously basketball in the winter and lacrosse in the spring. In the fall, I coach lacrosse. So I'm always coaching. So it's kind of just one of those things I'm just kind of trying to keep getting better at because, you know, no one's really a finished product. So you just kind of got to keep progressing. Yeah, man. And that mentorship, I mean, that makes sense why you like working at the school too. Like guiding the future generation. Yeah. And all that stuff. It's a tough job though. People don't realize because a lot of the times, like you mentioned, some people just don't listen. And it might take like 20 different lessons or 20 different times you talking to this one kid. And for some, it could be they get it in the beginning. And it's a lot of patience, man, especially coaching and like teaching, man. They have like a lot of overlap. And I don't know how, man, the patience you have, brother. Yeah. I mean, I have, a lot of teachers at my school will lose it sometimes, but I'm usually one of the guys who's pretty chill about stuff. So like the kids don't really see me lose it for the most part. I lose it coaching sometimes, but not teaching. Like in the classroom, like
You're
bro,
composed,
I'm not about to.
But coaching is different though, bro. You're like, you should have cut inside.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Like I'll get after kids. Like I'll get on kids like when I'm coaching, but it's not like a demeaning or disrespectful way. It's kind of like I know you should have done that or whatever.
It's like the passion and the fire.
Yeah. So like I'm a lot more animated when I'm coaching. And I also like because like it's just problem solving. Like healthcare is a lot of problem solving. Like that's why I kind of liked. You know, at first doing the dialysis stuff, it's like, all right, well, this is wrong and this is wrong. Maybe I got to do this or whatever. So I like that aspect of it. So it kind of translates into coaching a lot because, it's like you're playing against somebody. People's got scouts. People's got, have this. They want to do this. We need to do this. Well, they did this, so we have to adjust all that. So it's nice. I like it. I've always been a competitor, so I really like. Prepping and planning, the preparation that goes into. I really like practice. I love planning practice. Like there's like a file on my computer with like a bunch of practice plans from when I started coaching because like it's literally now that I teach, like when I started teaching at the school and coaching, like during the day, like I'd be planning practice. And I'm like, well, I probably should be grading this. And now practice at 2:30. Like I gotta plan practice. Granted, the grading got done.
Of course, you find a way to.
The grading got done, but it was. There's a lot of I have different priorities. But yeah, I really like the problem solving, the competitiveness, the mentorship. A lot of like growing up when I played sports, it helped me through a lot. Like certain stuff. Yeah, so it's like you have your teammates, you have your coaches who helped you out. So like I kind of want to be that for those kids.
Wow.
Whether it's like in high school or what I do it in college or something like that, that's kind of what I want to be for those players.
That's awesome, man. Well, transitioning to that, I love how you mentioned how like sports was always there for you, especially like when you had like doubts and stuff like that. Our second talking point, overcoming doubts. What advice would you give someone unsure about their direction in life and if they're like doubting themselves?
Yeah, I mean it's I would say like don't be afraid to explore whatever else you're interested in, and don't think you're pigeonholed into one thing just because you started this one thing. Absolutely. Like I went all the way to taking the MCAT, which is probably the hardest test I ever took. Studied a year plus for it. Did average, mind you. I studied a year plus and did average. And it got to the point where I was about to apply to med school. Like my parents thinking I'm applying to med school, especially my mom and other people. It's like my coworkers, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna apply, you're gonna apply." And I was just like, I don't really want to do this anymore. But then I started coaching. I'm like, this is kind of what I want to do more of. So it's like, well, you could do more of this if you teach. It's like, all right. At first, I was like, well, I never really taught. It's a Catholic school, so you don't need like a degree to teach. Like you don't need like a teaching license.
Really, I didn't know that. Okay.
No, like it's usually like public schools they ask for that credential, but a lot of private schools or like boarding schools, like you don't need a teaching license. You just have to have like that background and whatever subject you're going to teach. So I was like, all right, cool. Like I'll try it out, see how it goes. They helped pay for my master's, so I'm grateful for that.
Shout out to that. Yeah, that's really good.
So that helped out too. But yeah, just don't feel like just because you started in one thing, you have to keep doing that. Like, people's interests change. People's, and then you got to do what makes sense. Like in my mind, going to school for another 4 years for probably more than $500K, give or take, at the end of the day, to basically be taking tests every day and worried about the next thing. And then once you get to training, you're not even paid like a doctor. You're paid basically minimum wage, give or take, for
all that stress too.
You're being paid in residency, give or take. You're getting paid like 60, 65K, 50K, give or take, just to do the same amount of work as a doctor. So I was like, that don't make sense to me. And I don't think it would have been something I enjoyed. Like, could I have finished it? Probably, yeah. Like, I never I never thought I didn't have the ability to go to med school, especially since I did pretty well on the test.
And you got the background too of it.
Yeah, so I was just like, I don't want to do this. I want to keep coaching. I want to keep, mentoring kids. I want to be that person that I had when I was growing up for those kids. So that's kind of where my head is at. The public health thing is kind of just to help build my resume.
There we go. That's what you got to do.
And it was free, so it's like I can't.
So now Foot Locker can hire you easily now.
They probably still wouldn't hire me.
You should honestly just randomly put an application in.
They probably still wouldn't hire me. I'm not gonna lie.
That's actually insane, man. But I love how you mentioned also the practical aspect of it, like taking this like teaching job, because you need to pay everything's expensive now.
Yeah.
And then like going to school, having a company or a school pay for you, bro. Oh my God, that's like a win-win.
Yeah.
You're taking like the right steps and all the action. Final talking point, my boy. Turning passion into action. So what's the first step in transforming your passion into a tangible career or project? You kind of talked a lot about it, but any other tips that you want to give out there for that?
Just got to network, people in that field. I'm always talking to different coaches at different levels, whether it's college, high school, whatever it may be. That's why I coach year round, especially lacrosse. I coach year round. Like I coach now. I coach summer ball so these kids are going to ninth grade. I do the same thing in the fall. I'm part of like different, webinars and Facebook groups with different coaches sharing ideas about how they run practice or how they do stuff. I've gone to different talks where I hear like college coaches talks about like different sides of the ball or how they coach or how they reach kids or whatever. So like I'm always consuming that content. So just surround yourself with that stuff to help you with that. Surround yourself with those right people in those spaces. Like the dude, it's funny now because he just got a job somewhere else. So I started coaching at a new club this summer, and the dude who was working with me, he's the director of lacrosse operations at Harvard.
Wow.
So he's been there the last year. He's younger than me. He's like 26. So I got to talk to him a little bit, pick his brain, coach with him, which is cool. And Harvard was a place I would always go to games, like
it's crazy,
and watch and all that. So it was kind of coincidental that he was the one that was there. So he actually just got an assistant job at Lafayette College in Pennsylvania. So now, like, I can't work with him anymore, which is, I mean, it sucks, but he can progress. He's an assistant coach, so he's moved that much up. So like now I have a contact, and now if like I need a connection or someone knows him, like I have that now. So
it's more seamless.
Yeah. So it's just surrounding yourself with people in that industry that you want to pursue in or you want to go into. Remembering people's names, like introducing yourself to people. That's something I still need to work on, especially in certain spaces. Like sometimes I'll see a lacrosse. Like there was a time, granted, I didn't want to do it this time because he was with his family. I think I saw one of the head coaches at a college in like Rhode Island, and he came up to Boston for I think dinner with his family. I wasn't about to go up to like, hey coach, like great to meet you, all that, but just in other aspects, like don't be afraid to put yourself out there, especially if it just makes that connection. And then just like, I guess the last thing would be like, don't be afraid to hear no a few times. Like I'm an assistant coach now. I've applied to some head coaching jobs. Actually, I applied to the head coach job at my school and I didn't get it, unfortunately. But like, it's kind of sometimes a timing thing. Like maybe I shouldn't have got it at that time. Maybe I'll get it another time. Maybe I'll get a different job somewhere else that's better off for me. So it's like, you're going to hear no a lot more than yes. Yeah. So like, just be open to hearing that and just know that the more you hear no, eventually it's going to lead to a yes that probably makes more sense than the other no's that could have been yeses beforehand. Like, again, I got a no from Foot Locker every other time I applied. Now, if I kept applying, would they have still hired me? We'll never know right
now. So
it's
all about like you mentioned, bro, the likelihood.
Yeah. If you keep trying, the likelihood of you getting a yes at some point,
of course,
increases. So I would say that last thing is just don't be like, you're going to hear no a lot more than you hear yes, especially with like the industry that I'm in. Like there's a lot of very qualified people. Like some people played in college. Like I played club in college, but some people played like Division I, all Americans, all that. So it's like, but at some point I'm going to stand out more than some of those people. I just have to wait my turn.
Yeah.
So I would just say, like, just you have to be okay with delayed gratification.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants like the job that they want now.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just not in the cards right now. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm just trying to wait. I'm still exploring. I'm still looking. But you have to be okay with the job that you need and you want. Sometimes aren't always the same thing, but either way, it's going to come at some point. You just have to be okay with knowing that it might be a little delayed. It's not going to be like tomorrow. Like, I mean, I could apply to a job today and maybe get a yes at the end of the week. Like, I don't know. But I can't if I'm here every day, like, I need a job tomorrow, it's only going to just drive me crazy and help. It's going to hinder me from trying to get better how I am as a coach. Like, that's why I'm in those spaces learning so much. Because then when I eventually get that job, I'm going to be
you're
prepared.
ready, bro. Yeah. Wow, man. I love that, man. Increase the likelihood, shoot your shots, whether it's for the jobs at Foot Locker, whether you're trying to be a coach or you're trying to get to a table with 6 other women.
I won't be doing that.
Okay, well, at least you do it professionally, bro. Bro, I appreciate you greatly, bro. Could you share your socials, by the way?
Yeah, so my socials, I think everything is just King_Sid6.
And then the podcast? What's the podcast?
So yes, the podcast too. So it is I believe it's B.A.G_convos on everything. So that's Instagram.
Spotify.
Yeah, Instagram, Spotify, X, formerly Twitter. So yeah, if you look up B.A.G. Convos, you'll find that in all places you listen to podcasts. So in iTunes, Spotify, all those places.
Stuff, yeah.
My personal, again, Instagram's everything for me is King_Sid6.
The king of Africa, the king of everything right here. The goat right here.
Yeah.
Bro, this was so much fun. You the G, man. I learned so much, man. Look at that, guys.
Thank you for having me, man.
He's the man, the midfield maestro. On the field, off the field, in the club.
Not
in the
club.
We love you. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. Why don't we end with a little, little bow arigato on 3, bro? Whenever you're ready. 1, 2, 3. Arigato. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of The Patty Show. I hope you had as much fun as I did exploring the crossing point of the 3 Ps: passion, pleasure, and positivity. If you want to keep the Patty Party going, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all social platforms at Patty Show Podcast. Share this episode and leave a positive review. PattySetiati.com/podcast, as well as PattyShow.podbean.com have got more of your Patty Show needs. In the meantime, keep passionately pursuing your personal paradise. Arigato.